Hello. Um, I wasn't really prepared. Good morning, Dora and Dave and Susan. Um, Happy Friday. Look, we finally got rain. How about that? I mean, you knew it would happen eventually, right? Um, Pretty exciting. My garden is super happy. Um, I can tell because of all the weeds. Uh, and yeah, a little cooler today, I think. Um, Morning, Rachel. Um, Yeah, we still are. We're still gonna work on the deck this weekend. I'm convinced we're gonna work around the rain somehow. Um, we'll see. But yeah, pretty good. I'm sure you all are also pleased to have a little cooler weather. Um, Hopefully you can get out and do something um, fun outside. Um, I'm really getting fed up with being in the house so much. It would be nice to be able to spend more than like 5 minutes outside. We were taking the dog for a walk, and I looked at my hosta on the outside of we have like a metal fence. And I think the heat of the sun just, heats that metal fence up. And the hosta just look like somebody took a flamethrower to them or something. They're just crispy and brown and toasted. So well done, Hasta, out front. So I don't think any amount of rain is going to help them, but that's okay. Every year is different. Some years things are going great guns. Some years things are kind of crunched up. Don't really get to choose. So that's a good sort of thing um, to talk about, that idea of um, not um, not getting too hung up on how things are. Um, we take a lot of responsibility for the way things are in our life, right? We take it personally, right, when something happens. Um, Even something like, not having a great garden or something for the year because of the weather, or um, I'm on a Facebook group for people in Delaware that have gardens, and um, it's really it's mainly for like trading, like if you have some extra plants, you could give them to someone and vice versa, or asking questions. But I noticed that the majority of what we get are complaints and questions, but kind of complaints like, hey, why did this happen? What did I do wrong? Um, why is my tomato not setting fruit? Why is my, is this normal? Is this, and the answers pretty much invariably are, uh, it's a plant, and it's very much, at the mercy of the weather, and you can do all the right things and still have no fruit one year, or um, it will just die, or something will happen. Um, so I think gardens are great because they're a real short form, right? They only last a few months. So they're a great example of how um, transitory everything is, and how um, little we really have control over what's going on. Um, so giving that responsibility back where it belongs is important. Um, Certainly, it's important to do all the right things, water, or put some fertilizer down, or weed, whatever the things that you need to do. But that's your part. Once you've done that, you need to let go. and see what happens. Understand that, we're pretty much at the whim of a lot of forces much larger than ourselves. And as true as that is for the garden, it's just as true in our life. Um, we don't often get to choose what position we're put in. We um, we just get there, or perhaps we have made a series of choices which has led us to this particular place, um, and we may be stuck here for a little bit. uh, so, whatever position you find yourself in, um, we can figure out a way to get through it. Um, the the key, right, to all of this is finding that level of equanimity and not being attached to the outcome. Right? So we aren't feeling responsible or guilty. Right? Um, we are just putting our energy towards moving through the situation. Right? So it's like an example would be, say, you accidentally set your house on fire. Well, you could stand around and feel bad, or even, let's say someone in your family sets the house on fire. Well, you could stand there and argue about whose fault it is and who did it and whose blame it is, but you're going to get the house is going to burn down around you, right? The important thing is to figure out how to get yourself out of the house and then deal with what needs to be dealt with next. Um, so we want to keep our focus on that process, moving through, moving on to the next thing. And then, right, if you have so much energy that you want to pick apart what the situation was, I mean, you can. And there is some value in learning from your mistakes for sure, right? But it's not in the moment, right? In the moment, we don't need that. We don't need that kind of distraction and that kind of energy. We need to just make decisions and move forward. Um, in retrospect, we can often look at things, more sensibly. We may really see the reality where we think, oh, it's our fault or whatever. And we realize, well, not really. I mean, it was a lot of people's fault. It was a whole chain of events that happened. And um, cooler heads prevail, right? Once we get past the situation. So um, that's an important thing, right? And I think, we forget, um, to our detriment, right? We end up feeling very weighed down, and very overwhelmed by the responsibilities. So just let that go. Um, and I know it does, it sounds like kind of flippant to say just let that go, but it can be as easy as that. Just let it go. Um, let's try that at least during your practice. Let go of any expectations, any criticisms, or um, just feelings or thoughts that you might have about the practice, about how your body is reacting to the practice. Just make the movements, make the shapes, breathe the breath, keep your focus on that, and see how the practice unfolds. Okay, asana. So we're sitting up tall, shoulders back, couple of deep breaths. We're breathing in through the nose, back out through the nose. Try to locate the shoulders right above the hips. Keep your breath going. And chin down toward the chest. Keep breathing here. Then lift the chin, head drops back. Head coming back to center. Breath in, then moving over to the right. Not forcing the head down, shoulders stay relaxed. Moving back up and then to the left. Back up to center. Breath in, lean forward. And then move around. One way and the other. Back to your seat. Bring the arms wide. Deep breath. Exhale, hands together. Inhale wide. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Interlace the fingers. Lift the hands. Gaze up. And then arms down by your side. Inhale, lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Once more. Lifting up with the breath. Right hand by your side. Reach across with the left. Switch. Both hands down. Let's walk the hands out. And then bringing the hands behind, fingertips pointing away from the body, and we're kind of setting the hands back a little bit so we can squeeze the shoulders together, lean back a little, gaze up. Coming back to your seat, goalpost arms. Take a deep breath. On the exhale, we're turning the shoulders to the right. Back to center, deep breath in. Exhale, turning to the left. And back to center. Hands down by your side. Lift the shoulders, roll back. And forward. Tabletop. Let's sit back on the heels for child's pose. Coming back up. Cat-cow for a few sets. Loosening up. Inhales and exhales. Maybe just small movements here. Things are tight. And then let's sit back again. Child's pose, maybe stack the fists. Rest the forehead. And you can kind of rock a little side to side if you want, sort of loosening up the hip area. Then moving back up, tabletop to downward dog. Moving around a little. Stepping the feet up to the hands. We can be in a fold. Rising slowly. Standing tall. Breath in and out. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back with the right. Set your knee down, arms overhead. Hands down to the mat, stepping back. Downward dog. Moving forward on an inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Head and chest. Lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up. And lower. Coming back up, tabletop to downward dog. One more deep breath. On the exhale, right foot steps up. Set your knee down, arms overhead. And then hands down to the mat. Step the back foot up. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Lifting on the inhale. Back to mountain. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps back. Set your knee down, arms overhead. Hands to the mat, stepping back. Downward dog. Inhale, high plank. And lower down. Inhale, lift, head and chest. Lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Once more, lifting up head and chest, or you could come up to upward dog. Lowering down, and then we're going to move back, ending up in downward dog. One more breath in. On the exhale, step the left foot up. Right knee down, arms overhead. And then hands to the mat. Step the back foot up. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Take a breath. The mat is moving again. All right. Arms up. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back with the left. Press down with both feet. Rising up. Warrior one. One more breath here, and then we're moving to warrior two. Right arm extends, left arm behind. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, flip that right hand, lift it up. Left arm down by your side. Take one more breath, and then right arm, we're going to rest it here on the leg. Pull that left shoulder back. Left arm lifts. Side angle. And then move it back up. Warrior two. Release the hands, straighten your knee, turn your foot. So we're facing the side of the mat now. Deep breath. We got hands at the waist. Lean forward. Hands can be down onto the mat, onto a block. You could have them on the legs. Whatever you want to do. Breathe. Hands back to the waist, rising up. Use that strength in the legs. Deep breath. And then we're going to turn to face front of the mat. Right foot is out, left foot behind. One foot on either side of the mat. Interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back. Deep breath. Fold forward. Then we're going to release the hands down by the foot. So you may bend into the knee a good deal to get down here. That's fine. We're going to shift the weight over into the right side. Use your hands wherever you need them and just lift up that back leg. So you might just lift it a little, right? If you're not feeling too stable, just lift it a little bit and you can always set it back down. And breathe. So wherever you are with that is good. Finding your stability. And then just bring the foot back down. And we're going to be here in a fold for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to walk the feet close together. Bend the knees. Lift the arms up. Chair pose. Rising up. Hands down by your side. Breath in and out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back with the right. Press down with both feet. Arms overhead. Warrior one. Take one more breath. Move to warrior two. Left arm is out. Right arm behind. Relax. If you're not sure what that left arm, or back arm rather, is doing, take a look. Could be all over the place. Inhale, flip the left hand, lift it up high. Right arm down by your side. One more breath. Then left arm rests here. Pull that shoulder back. Right arm lifts. And then back up. Warrior two. Drop the hand, straighten the knee. Turn your foot. So let's bring hands behind, interlace the fingers. Try to draw those palms together. Squeeze the shoulders together. Deep breath. Fold. And if you have the hands up, bring them back to the waist before you start rising up. Breath in, out. Release the hands. Let's walk the feet in, shoulder width or so. Hands together, deep breath, and the knees lower down. One more breath. And back up. Release the hands, turn. So we're facing the front. We've got left leg out, right leg behind, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Squeeze back with the shoulders. Deep breath. Fold forward. And then release the hands down to the mat. You might bend the knee a bit, right? Get the hands down and then just shift some weight over onto the left side and we can kind of lift up the right a little or more, your choice, right? See where you are, how balanced you feel here. And you can always use a block too, right? You don't have to, if you don't want to be all the way down, use a block to give yourself a little lift. And breathe. And then just set the back foot down. Step it up to the front and let's be in a fold. Rising up slowly. Oops, forgot something. Bring your feet close together. Bend the knees. Lift the arms. Chair pose. And rise up. Hands down by your side. How could I have forgotten that? Deep breath in and out. And let's do some more balance. So we've got tree. We're going to start on the left. Kickstand or higher up. Right knee rotates out to the side. Nice and upright. Steady gaze, hands to center. If you do feel steady, we could extend the arms, but that's kind of the last thing we're working on. Breathe, keep that steady gaze. Make sure you're not holding the breath or clenching the jaw. It won't help. And then set the foot back down. We'll switch. So now standing on the right, whatever arrangement you had with the legs on the other side, let's do it on this one. Steady. Choosing your level of engagement, right? Every pose, we want to decide where we are. And you don't have to decide until you're actually in the pose, right? Is this good? Do I need to back off a little? Or do I have a little more? Could I stretch a little further? Every day, we're going to have a different answer to those questions. Then set the foot down, bicycle legs. And then let's step out into warrior three. So we're going to leave a little room in front, hands together. Deep breath, starting with the left foot, step out. It doesn't have to be a big step. We just want to shift the weight into the left side, and then we're lifting. So if we're leaning forward just a little, we're lifting just a little. And you can always touch the toe if you feel unstable, right? Experiment with that. Or you can lift more if you feel pretty good. I don't know how great I feel with this today, but we'll see. We may lift more. Hands could stay at center, or you could do airplane arms to help with the balance. Your choice. Again, just see. And as we are making those choices, make sure we aren't assigning any value to that. We aren't getting mad or frustrated. It's all just poses, right? One day is different. Tomorrow is going to be different. It's wasted energy to get worked up about this stuff. Set the foot back down and come on back up. We're going to move into the other side then. Breath in, stepping out right. See how this side does. Maybe the same, maybe better, maybe worse. Not that there really is better or worse, right? It's just a convenient word to say, but it doesn't mean anything, right? It's more stable, less stable, stronger, weaker. Who knows? And then just set the foot back down. Back foot meets the front. Let's bring the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms. Lean back a little. And then fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to downward dog. Come on forward. On your next inhale, and then exhale, lower down. Head turns right, arms by your side. Head back to center. We're going to leave the hands by your side, flip the palms. Rest, tops of the feet on the mat. Then we're going to lift up head and chest and the arms and the legs. Lower down. Head turns left. Relax. Bring your head back to center. We're going to set up for Sphinx Pose. So we've got hands out in front. Just kind of supporting yourself on the elbows and the forearms. Elbows right under the shoulders and tuck close to the body. We're pressing down with the hands, resting tops of the feet on the mat. They can be straight back, or you might bring them out a little wider on the mat. Your choice. See what feels good. And then we're going to press down with the hands, pulling back with the shoulders, gazing straight ahead. And then lower down. You can just rest the forehead or the chin on the arms. Take a few breaths. Feel the rise and the fall of the back of the body, side body. And then let's extend the arms. We're going to roll onto the side. I'm going to come onto the left side so that I can face you, but you can pick whichever side works for you. We're going to bend that top knee. Reaching down, you might get a hold of the knee or the leg, or you could get a hold of the toe even. We're just going to extend as much as we can. So we're extending here. We're also trying to balance on that bottom hip and leg. If you find that you are really moving all over the place, you can't stay still, bend that back, the bottom leg a little bit to give yourself a little bit of a kickstand for stability. And breathe. Release, and let's roll onto the other side. Same thing, bending. You could get the knee. Maybe you aren't extending the whole way. That's fine. Whatever you can do is good. Right? Just trying to stretch here and balance at the same time. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but give it a shot. It's still easier than doing this standing, so think of that if you're feeling wobbly. And then release it down. We're going to roll over onto our back. I got to move back on the mat because I'm off. Take a few breaths. Bring the knees together, soles of the feet to the edges of the mat. Relax. And then let's bring the right knee into the chest. We're going to bring the hands underneath the thigh. extend the left leg, hug that right leg in. Breathe. And then lowering the knee out to the side. Just opening up the hip. The rest of the body just rests on the mat. Bring that knee back to center. We're going to draw it across the body. So you're rolling up on that left hip. You can keep the knee bent. If you want to extend the leg, you could. Just makes it a little more of a stretch. Back to center. Switching legs. So got the right leg long. Interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. Breathe. And then lowering. Just kind of hold on to that knee. You can kind of guide the leg. Give it a little support. And then bringing the knee back to center. We're going to draw it across the body, rolling up on that right hip. Just going as far with this as you feel comfortable. Breathe. And back to center. Bend the knees. We're going to bump the knees together. Feet to the outer edges of the mat. And then let's bring soles of the feet together, knees apart. Relax and breathe. And we're just going to move into Shavasana from here. So you can stay like this. You could just extend the legs long. If there's another pose you'd like to do before you get settled for Shavasana, by all means, take this opportunity to do that. And get comfortable, relax, find your peace, your steadiness, getting comfortable with the breath. You can just have your natural breath here. We don't have to really do any special breath in Shavasana. But it is a nice time if focusing on your breath, the inhales and the exhales, helps you stay focused. That's certainly a good thing to do, but you don't have to worry about breathing a certain way, just a natural breath. Be at peace. There's nothing you have to do now, nowhere you have to go. For these few moments, there is nothing but rest and breath. So I hope that you got through your practice without judgment or comparison or criticism. Um, if so, or even if you got through part of it, how did that feel? Hopefully, it felt pretty good. Now, imagine if you could get through your whole day like that, and then maybe your whole week and your whole month. What if we could let go of our judgment? What if we could just accept how things are? Acceptance doesn't mean we don't want things to change. It doesn't mean we've given up. But it means we are seeing things how they are. We aren't wasting energy trying to assign blame or motive or psychoanalyze the perpetrator. um, a lot of those things are simply wasted energy. Right? We may never understand uh, everything and everybody in our life. That's okay. You don't have to understand everyone to just accept who they are and how they are. Um, if we are all one, um, where is the blame? Why could there be blame? If you're blaming someone else, we're all one. You're blaming yourself too. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Again, it's a separate way of thinking that doesn't really fit when we are all one. Better that we put our energy to seeing things how they are, accepting, not fighting, not kicking and screaming, just accepting. Okay, this is how it is. What am I going to do next? Right? How, if I don't like it, how do I change it? Um, what what could I do? What can I do? Hopefully, maybe something. Um, if not, maybe in the future you could. Um, right? In yoga, we don't really hold with regrets. Right? Um, we want to live our life with no regrets. We want to know that we've done what we can and accept that not everything is in our control. Um, things frequently play out in their own way, with little input from us. That is the way of things. So find um, find that for yourself. Find that um, acceptance, and it will bring you um, a peace a peace of mind. Moving then, fingers and toes, hands and feet. Get yourself moving again. And then when you're ready, we'll come over onto a right side and then up to a seat on the mat. Bringing hands together, breath in, breath out. Thank you for taking some time for yoga and for sharing with me. I hope you have a really good day. Namaste. Thank you for coming to yoga. We're going to move right into meditation. And I meant to tell you that if you wanted to just stay on your mat and do, for the ending and for meditation, you could do that. The caution is that you may just fall asleep, which, it's not the worst thing in the world. But I think it's helpful to learn how to get into that kind of meditation thing from a seated position, because then you could do it anytime you wanted to, right? So finding something comfortable to sit on. I'm not gonna be mad if you just lay down, but if you're not laying down, do find something comfortable to sit on. It helps a lot, and you can absolutely do this in a chair or on a couch or something. There's no problem with being comfortable. You don't have to be uncomfortable to meditate. So we're gonna close our eyes, start breathing. We've got the one bell to start, and then there's 3 bells at the end. So let's just begin with the breathing, sitting up nice and tall. Just a relaxed breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. See if you can relax the abdomen so that breath is kind of moving the lower part of the body, the lower abdomen, the belly area. Keep breathing. I like doing this meditation after yoga because we've already had all this breath. So now, we're very open. We have a very open breath. And we're focusing on that space behind your closed eyes or in front of your closed eyes. You can decide. That space where the thoughts, the images, everything just kind of plays out in front of you. We're noticing those thoughts, the images, but we're letting them go. Our focus is on the space between, that blank space. We're resting our attention in that empty space. You're ready, opening your eyes, taking a few deep breaths. That went by pretty quickly, I think, for me anyway. I don't know how it was for you. Hopefully, it was pleasant. So yeah, sometimes meditation is very restful. Sometimes you spend the whole time trying to steady your mind, and it feels very frustrating. You know, that's how it is. We just let it be what it is. Just like everything else, the more we do it, the easier we kind of find that place. We find our groove. We find what works for us. So the more you do it, you'll have more pleasant experiences than frustrating, I think. Overall, I would say. But it takes a bit to get there. So, all right. Well, enjoy your day. I will be back tomorrow. If I don't see you then, I will see you Monday, um, and we'll just keep going and enjoy the rainy weather. All right. See you guys tomorrow.